Peace, peace, everybody. Wait for people to start tuning in before I start building on the actual topic for the day. What's going on, fam? Got a little bit to discuss today. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to the subject matter at hand today. Give it about 2 or 3 more minutes before I start diving into the topic. I'm going to keep it brief today. It's the first episode. Peace. The first episode of my podcast that I'm building, that I'm working on here. The theme of it is build and destroy. So, of course, everybody know I'm a personal trainer. So fitness is my thing. And I deal with like building the health of the mind and body because they need each other. You can't have one without the other. You can't have a healthy body without the healthy mind and vice versa. So my strategy, each week I will build on like a healthy topic. And then the next week I will destroy like a myth or misconception in regards to like mental health and then also physical health. Oh yeah, trust me. I got a lot to say, and sometimes that's problematic. You have so much to say, it's hard to like pick something to talk about because you got so much running through your mind. So that's pretty much the problems that I face. Having so much to talk about, it's hard to minimize it and narrow things down as far as like picking subject matter because you want to talk about any and everything. But on this one, I'm gonna keep it a little brief today. I just want to talk about people being the black sheep amongst family and friends. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. It's something that I have been dealing with for years. So if anybody got stories or anything, what's going on there, Daryl? So if you got any stories, any examples of how being a black sheep or the outcast in your family has like affected you, whether it's good or bad, just feel free to share that with me. Most definitely. The world we live in, man, it's so much to learn. And the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. So I don't understand how people can sit around and talk about how bored they are. It's so much information out here, so much to learn. So it's never a dull moment. At least it shouldn't be. So I'm gonna give it about a couple more seconds and then I'm gonna dive into the subject matter here today. I think being a black sheep, I think this is a very important topic. A lot of times, like the black sheep of the family or amongst friends and your peers, a lot of times we are misunderstood. Appreciate that, Daryl. No problem. Just striving to share the inspiration and motivation. So, man, we might be even smaller than 1%, really. But when people talk about like mental health and things like that, I just feel like being a black sheep is severely misunderstood, and people don't realize a lot of the stuff and a lot of the things that we have to endure and go through being that family member that when everybody else is going right, you deciding to go left. Like not too many times you're going to have people checking up on you in regards to your black sheep mentality. So there could be a lonely road to travel, man, amongst family and friends, because not too many times are people going to reach out to you to check on how you are doing. So a lot of the black sheeps, we spend a lot of our time isolated. And not too many people, well, at least the people that you would want to check in on you are going to do that. So it can be rough, man. It could be a lonely journey when you choose to go left when everybody else is going right. That can be very lonely for you. So with that being said, I just want to I want to tackle kind of when the journey started for me. It was like probably I go back to about 10 or 11 years ago when I decided to just embark on different things. And I say the main problem that I have as far as my black sheep mentality is just the fact that I value knowledge and I strive to ask questions. So you would think those two things would be praised. Well, most of the time amongst family and friends, like when you asking powerful questions and you dropping powerful knowledge, a lot of times like that instills fear amongst family and friends, especially when you question things that are near and dear to them. So they become fearful to the point that when you come around, now it's a stigma attached to your presence. So it's like, oh, here he come dropping that type of knowledge, or here he come about to tell us about how bad eating meat is and all that type of stuff, man. So it creates this bad stigma for your presence. And I don't feel like that's fair at all. Instead of you being judged and criticized for dropping knowledge and choosing to go left when everybody else is going right, like I feel like the family and friends should strive to gain more of an understanding of why you chose that particular path. Like if your upbringing was a religious upbringing, and then when you hit 2021 and you decide that religion is not for you, then instead of them criticizing you and talking down on you, I feel like the better approach is to strive to gain an understanding. You know, hey, we raised you to be a Catholic, and now you talking about how being a Catholic doesn't suit you. Like, what happened? Like, strive to gain an understanding. Just from my experience, you will learn a lot by striving to gain that understanding. But instead, when you adopt that black sheep mentality or that black sheep belief or those beliefs, a lot of people run from you. A lot of people run from you. And a lot of those people they're going to be the people that was near and dear to you. Closest ones to you, they're going to be the ones that hate on you the most. It's a sad fact. So the question becomes, when you become or adopt that black sheep mentality, what do you do? How do you deal with those family members and those friends that turn their back on you or continue to criticize you or attach that negative stigma to you when you come around? What's going on, Yusuf? I appreciate it. I don't really consider myself underrated, overrated, none of that, man. I just got a message and I'm just striving to make sure as many people hear the message as possible. That's all that I'm striving to do. But back to dealing with being the black sheep of the family. The first step, and I feel like this is the most important step, is to simply embrace it. When everybody else is choosing to go right and you choose to go left, embrace that part of yourself. You are the foundation. Everything starts with you. You didn't choose to go left to please your family members. You didn't choose to go left to please your friends. You chose to go left because it's something internal. It's pleasing internally. You are attaining inner peace. You came across some information and it set well with you. It felt good to you. So when you came across that information, you decided to make a change. And that change was for the betterment of you or yourself. So you need to embrace that. The reason why you are doing what you are doing is for the betterment of yourself, to improve self. It's not to make friends and family happy. That's not why you are doing what you are doing. Yeah, that's the most important thing, is to build within yourself. That's very important, that's essentially what I'm hitting on, man. You just got to embrace the reason why you are making the changes that you are making in your life is because of you. You need to attain that inner peace. You got a certain life that you are striving to live. So you got certain things that you need to do in order to live that life. It doesn't revolve around the validation and confirmation of other people. So you do not need that outside validation to validate the moves that you are striving to make to improve yourself. So at that point, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. At that point, it's self-improvement, self-development, self-help. Key word is self. You are doing this for self. Like, your sanity is important. Your inner peace is important. So when you come across information or you come across experiences that will lead to that growth, that will lead to that evolution, embrace that. The last thing you need to do when it comes to embracing change or accepting change is to wonder what somebody else would think. I'm gonna just go to the health and fitness realm because that's what I deal with. A lot of times when I'm dealing with clients, a lot of people want to make the transition to go like vegan or vegetarian, but they may be in a household to where they feel like it would be impossible or difficult to do. They like, yeah, I want to let go of the meat, but my partner, man, they not gonna accept that. They not gonna like that. They're not gonna be too fond of that, and that hinders or impedes their progress to make that transition. At the end of the day, if you feel that's the right move, like, man, I need to go vegetarian, I need to go vegan, man, I got to really take control of my health, and that's the way to do it based off of the information that I've gathered, then you must do that. You must do that. You cannot worry about how anybody else will perceive you, even if it will cause a little bit of turmoil. The end of the day, like, you're going to get past that, but you got to do what's best for you. You cannot let anybody else hold you back in regards to your progress and your self-development and your self-improvement. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. Like I said, the key word and all of that is self. So when self-improvement and self-development is the goal, anything outside of yourself is irrelevant. You really must understand that. So this is real big in the health and fitness space, like I've said. So in the health and fitness space, a lot of people have a fear of, because I'm vegan, so a lot of people come to me for like advice on veganism. So the main roadblock to people making that healthy transition in life, 9 times out of 10, it revolves around like the household, family, and friends, and how they would be perceived if they embarked on that vegan lifestyle. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you cannot worry about that. I can tell you right now that you cannot worry about that. I mean, for the most part, people are really kind of jealous and envious of you for having that discipline to be able to embark on that type of lifestyle, to even entertain the thought of dropping meat and dairy products and things of that nature. Like, some people can't even fathom that thought. So the simple fact that you think that it'll be something that's beneficial to you, like, they already envious just off of the mere fact that you are thinking of improving yourself. So a lot of times people just trying to hold you back. Like they say, misery loves company, but a lot of times people are just striving to hold you back because they don't have the discipline to improve their own self. So you can't worry about that. You cannot let somebody hold you down simply because they are afraid to evolve. You cannot let people around you hold you down. If people are around you are not striving to elevate, then you just got to leave them where they at. You got to elevate when it hits you. When you come across this information, when you come across these revelations, you have got to elevate, man. You cannot wait. You cannot wait for the approval of other people. Yeah, man. A lot of times they make little remarks and then they also make big remarks. But like, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know deep down this is the best decision for you. And that's really all that matters at the end of the day. Like, that's really all that matters. It's sad. It's sad. It's a sad reality that it tends to be the people closest to us that like hate on our moves and decisions. But like, it is what it is at the end of the day. It is what it is, man. You just got to lead by example. You got to be the change that you want to see. So when it comes to making that change, man, when you come across it, I'm telling you right now, you got to do it. You got to do what's best for you. You got to do what's best for your immediate fam and things of that nature. Like if you got kids, like you got to do what's best for you and your children. Like you want to see them healthy. You don't want them adopting unhealthy habits and things of that nature. So at some point, somebody has to break that chain. So you cannot be afraid to, especially just look around you. Just step outside and look around you. Look how unhealthy we are as a population. So when you are striving to do what's right as far as taking care of your mind and body, like at that point, any criticism on the outside, man, I'm telling you, it's irrelevant. Should bounce right off. Because I don't want to fall victim to all these chronic illnesses and diseases that's taking us out. Like, saying heart disease, cancers, diabetes, all of that, man. High blood pressure and things of that nature. Like, I don't want to fall victim to that stuff. So the only way for me not to fall victim to them ailments is for me to make those changes that's necessary. The bitterness, and that's a part that I've also had to try to deal with as well. You just don't want to hold that bitterness in. So for the most part, though, I also believe the people that are envious and jealous, like they have a lot of, they're bitter. A lot of times they dealing with that bitterness. Like they see that you striving to make changes and they can't, like they can't fathom, like, how are you able to make these changes and I'm not? So a lot of times those individuals that see you striving to better yourself, they're pretty bitter. So as they say, you can't fight fire with fire. So it's not good to respond in a bitter nature to that person being bitter to you making changes. Yeah, and breaking the generational curses, like at some point somebody got to do it. And that's why I feel like being a black sheep is crucial. Because it's a small percentage. That's why it's called the black sheep. It's a small percentage. Not everybody in the fam, not even a large percentage of the fam will fit that category, or else it wouldn't be called the black sheep. So at the end of the day, you gotta realize that actual fact. There will never be a lot of black sheeps in your family. There will never be a lot of black sheeps in your inner circle. So when you are that, you just gotta embrace it. What's going on, Mush? And basically, how to deal with the people. How should you deal with the people that are envious and jealous towards you making those changes? It's several different ways that I would recommend dealing with them. When it comes to like friends, like it's time to just change up your inner circle. If you rolling with so-called friends that are hating on you making healthy changes in your life, they're not your friends to begin with. So it's time to change that entire inner circle. So from the friend aspect, it's simple. Those are not your friends. If you striving for self-improvement, self-development, and they hating on you and they want you to stay stagnant, then you need to remove them from your life, period. Period. Like point blank, period. That's not a friend. That's an enemy. That's an enemy. Anybody that's trying to hold you down where you at, that's an enemy. Like they say, you are the sum total of the 5 closest people you hang around. So like, nah, I don't want to be around envious people. I don't want to have them in my inner circle, because you can become that. So I'm removing the friends. And from the family aspect, what I have learned from the family aspect, because you don't want to disown your family like that. So from the family aspect, I realized one of the best ways to deal with it from a family aspect is to just stand on your square, stand in your truth. Because a lot of times when you're making these changes, they feel like it's a phase. They feel like you're just going through a phase and then you will come back down to reality in a matter of months or years. So they don't feel like you that serious about it. So the best thing you can do when it comes to fam is continue to educate and stand on your truth. You don't have to be hostile towards them, but like if you making a healthy change, say if you if you decide to eat healthy, if you decide to drop meat and dairy from your diet or whatever the case may be, when you get around friends and family, then stand true to that. When they see that discipline, they was sooner or later they gonna respect it. When they see that you really about that life and you really about that change, then sooner or later they won't have any choice but to respect it. Do I think black sheep should be loners? I don't think they should be, but that's almost like a byproduct of being a black sheep. It's almost inevitable when you a black sheep and you entertaining thoughts that don't correlate with the majority, by default, you're gonna end up just being a loner. Like having social media and things of that nature right now makes it a little bit easier. But like before social media, if you was one to entertain these types of thoughts, like I said, everybody go left, you going right. By default of you doing that, you're gonna end up more isolated and more lonely than most. So that's something that you also have to accept too. You won't because I have this problem to this day. Like it's hard for me to like interact with the masses. Like I have a hard time interacting with the masses. A lot of things that they care about, I simply do not care about. So it's draining to act like I care about a lot of mainstream information. So it's draining. Like when you that black sheep and you get amongst the public, you know what I'm saying? If you work in these jobs and you amongst the masses and things of that nature, and they entertaining a lot of things that you really don't care about. So that can be draining. So a lot of times in that case, man, sometimes I just have to let people know where I stand on certain subjects so they won't keep coming to me thinking that I'm going to entertain this type of conversation when I'm not. So a lot of times you just got to let people know exactly what you stand for. And that's another thing that black sheep, we tend not to do, because we don't want to be seen as controversial all the time. A lot of black sheeps, they don't like that. They don't like to be confrontational. So when people are talking their talk, sometimes we just be quiet. So being quiet like that, being silent, that's not good, man, because for one, you suppressing your true thoughts and feelings, and that's just unhealthy. I mean, scientifically, when you suppress thoughts and feelings, that's unhealthy. So one of the best things to do, man, if somebody is coming to you and they coming to you with this perspective and they pushing it on you as if you semi believe in it, you gotta let them know. You gotta let them know flat out that, hey, this is not my way of life. Like, I don't fool with this. This is where I stand on it. And then you might just have to agree to disagree on certain subject matter. But what I found out is that when I introduce people to my stance, like they watch what they come to me with. So that's very beneficial when people just know exactly where you stand. Like they know exactly what your way of life is. They know exactly what you believe. They know exactly just what you stand for. They know exactly your stance on particular subject matter. So like that's crucial. People just got to know what you stand for. Yeah, every family should have a black sheep. Every family. And yeah, that weird silence, man, I get that all the time. I get that all the time. And yeah, brainwashed, man, it's a lot of programming. It's a lot of programming out here, man. When you the black sheep and you entertaining certain thoughts, you up against a large majority. And it's hard. Like that going up against the masses is complicated. Yeah, and this coronavirus situation, yeah, being the black sheep in this situation is rough, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Like I said, just backtracking a little bit, man, just as far as the ways to deal with these individuals, man. Like I've kind of relayed some of my experience, but like I'm pretty sure everybody commenting has had black sheep moments. Like, what were some of the things that you all have done to kind of cope with being the black sheep? What's some things that you do to like help cope with that reality? Because I find myself battling a lot. Like sometimes you want to say something to people, but then sometimes it's like, man, I don't even feel like going there. I don't even want to dish that energy out. So it's like I'm always wrestling, man, because for the most part, 9 times out of 10, the people I interact with, they probably saying something that I don't necessarily fool with or agree with. So most of the time, it's that inner dialogue in my head. Like, man, do I really feel like going there with this person, or should I just go ahead and be quiet and let them live their life, because I may not even see this person again? So I'm always wrestling with, should I just approach this person and let them know, like, and kind of shut it down, or should I just let them talk? Yeah, when you live in the truth, that's very important. But when you first get into that truth, when you first come into some of those truths, like for the newborns, it's a little bit complicated. Like, it's a little bit complicated for the newbie. So yeah, that's just like, if I don't desire to be a part of it, I like don't entertain it. Like, that's just kind of where I'm at this point. Like, I used to be in debate mode all the time. So if you said anything that wasn't to my liking, I was ready to debate. I'm like, nah, you ain't, no, I'm not hearing it. I'm not entertaining that type of thought, but I'm debating it. But now I'm getting to the point where it's like, man, if you're not with it, then I'm just not even fooling with you. I'm not rocking with you at this point. Like, I'm tuning out of the conversation. If you're not talking some stuff I need to hear, I'm tuning out the conversation. Yeah, you got to minimize your circle. And yeah, when you holding stuff in is just not good. Holding stuff in is not good at all. So that's why I'm trying to learn the art of communicating certain feelings, because I'm the type of dude, just my passion and my energy. So the way I come off can be explosive, even when I didn't intend for it to be like that, because I'm passionate about a lot of the stuff that I stand on. So me just having a conversation about some things that's near and dear to me is going to seem like I'm hostile or I'm angry or something, but it's just passion. I'm passionate about the stuff that I stand on. So I'm just learning how to simmer that down a little bit as far as my communication goes in regards to some of the stuff that I stand on, so people can have a better understanding, because sometimes that passion rubs people the wrong way and it leads to a misunderstanding. Yeah, minimizing that circle is crucial. And that's what it is, like that deep self-development, man, and staying away from the people, the mainstream people, which is hard to do, is very hard to do. It's very hard to stay away from the masses and the mainstream thought. Like, it's complicated to do that. It's complicated to do that. Yeah, I've heard about the semen retention. I've heard about that. Yeah, habits, man. I'm big on like building better habits and forming better habits. I've been studying that a lot. So yeah, I'm getting a lot better in regards to just building and maintaining better habits and destroying destructive habits. So I'm getting a lot better at that. It's a process, man. It's a process. And it's a lot of different methods to help build those better habits and destroy those bad ones. So you gotta be patient with yourself. Peace, fam. Yeah, and that's big too. Just remembering what you stand for when you amongst people, when you amongst the masses. You always got to remember who you are. It's knowledge of self. You cannot let that go for anybody, man. When you know who you are, you got to stand in that truth. And I don't care who you talking to. And that's why I I don't necessarily say I connect with the masses, but a lot of people that have dealt with me in the public, they respect me because I come off as authentic. Like, the same way I'm talking to you all on here is like the same way if I went into a corporate meeting I would be this same individual. So when I'm working in corporate America, like I'm the same person that I am amongst my family. Like I don't change. I don't put on a mask. Like I'm the same individual. I keep it very authentic no matter where I'm at. And some people can say that that's crazy and that's holding me back for certain opportunities. Well, I don't really care about that because I create my own opportunities. But I'm not one of those ones that can say fake it till you make it, because I don't know how to be fake. I don't know how to be artificial. I don't know how to do that. I only know how to be me. And I only know how to be me amongst any and everybody. So I don't care who you are. I'm not going to change up my personality for you to satisfy and please you. If you can't accept who I am, how I am, like, then that's your problem. You got to deal with that. You got some deeper issues going on there. So I think that's another key factor too. You can't put on a mask. You can't act one way for one particular group and then another way for another group. No, you got to be yourself 100% of the time, no matter where you at, no matter who you associating with, period. What if your girl is hating on you having a purpose? You need to reevaluate that relationship, fam, because anybody that's hating on you having a purpose, like, you got to really reevaluate that. That might not be the person that's right for you, because the person that's right for you wouldn't do that. I mean, that may sound harsh, but if you with somebody and they are hating on you actually having a purpose and striving to live that purpose out, you got to reevaluate that relationship. Yeah, Stoicism is one of my favorite philosophies, matter of fact. So it's funny that you bring that up. Like, when I was taking my philosophy courses, that was one of my favorite branches of philosophy. I can relate to Stoicism a lot. Yeah, being fake has never, like, I just don't know how to do it. Even like the moments I have tried, like it may last for a few seconds. You know, when you go on an interview or something and you try to change your tone, it's like, man, that may last for a couple seconds for me, and I'm like, nope, can't do it. I'm not a fan of being fake. So a lot of times that results in me just being silent, because I don't like, I can't come off as artificial. I can't come off as artificial at all. Like, I can't do it. Yeah, when you live in your purpose, man, like I said, when you focus, when you determine on living your purpose, like, if you're not already with somebody, like, you definitely will attract somebody that suits that environment that you are creating around you. But if you are with somebody, like they say, man, you know what I'm saying, the truth start coming out when we start improving ourselves. So, like, if you coming across a revelation that's telling you to make changes, or you didn't found out your purpose in life and you starting to fulfill it, and the people that you are around start hating on you, then you're around the wrong people. That goes for relationships and all that. I'm gonna tell you right now, anybody that's not supportive of your purpose, like that's not that person. Hey, you gotta reevaluate that relationship, that friendship, that family member, and all that. You don't need that type of energy around you, man, especially when you striving to fulfill that purpose. Last thing you need is that doubtful, negative energy. That small ounce of doubtful, negative energy can go a long way in regards to you not achieving or fulfilling your purpose. So you do not want to entertain that type of energy. You don't want to have it around you. You don't want to be going to sleep at night with somebody who doubts you. Like, no, you don't want to do that. You don't want to be talking to a person every day that doubts you, that doesn't believe in you, that doesn't know in you, that doesn't trust you. Like, no, you don't want to entertain that, man. That's bad. That's bad energy to keep around. That'll be the reason why you never fulfill the purpose. And you wouldn't even know it. You wondering why you waking up with doubt on your mind. It's because that person that you sleeping with went to sleep with that doubt on his or her mind. And then throughout the day, constantly hitting you with more doubtful information and doubtful energy. Sooner or later, you're gonna start accepting that reality. You start to doubt yourself. You do not want that. Said you got to be mindful of the company you keep. You got to be mindful of the relationships that you are in. Got to be mindful of all of that. Yeah, the interview aspect, that just coming from a person that's striving to be true to themselves. Like I won't say that I don't do good in interviews, but like I do bad when I try to fake it. When I go in there realizing I'm me and I stay true to myself, like then I'm all good. What's going on, BYG 342? Yeah, so I'm learning like you can't entertain that type of energy, man. You can't entertain those type of vibes, however you want to phrase it. Just can't entertain it, man. You cannot entertain it. That influence is powerful. It's not a crime to protect it at all. Matter of fact, that's your duty to protect your energy, to protect your sanity, to protect your brain health. That's your duty because nobody else is going to do it for you. So you got to look out for it, man. Like I said, you have got to look out for it. Got to protect yourself out here, man. It's crucial. It's crucial. So, like, just with going back to the black sheep subject matter, man, you just can't let anybody deter you, man. And I'm sure you all can relate, but I'm always striving to learn things. So I'm always coming across new information, things that I'm striving to implement. So down with that, I've learned to really not share a lot of my goals and visions with people until I get to the point to where I'm either already manifesting it or it's already manifested. But like when it's in its infant stages, like I'm not even, or even before it was like preconceiving, it's just a mere thought. Like I'm not sharing that vision with certain people. I'm not sharing that information with certain people because I'm not, if you come in with, that type of energy that's not accepting my vision, then I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna reevaluate the relationship. Yeah, when you walk in that narrow path, like I said earlier, it can be lonely. It can be lonely. You saying right now you don't have any friends? Like sometimes that's cool because my inner my inner circle is essentially small. I don't fool with a lot of people. So that's cool actually. The thing of the matter is as long as the reality that you are coming in is benefiting you and is helping you, then that's all that matters. You will attract everything that you need. You will attract everything that you need. As long as you continue to live your truth, like trust me, you will attract everything you need. And that goes for like relationships, like an inner circle, friends, and all that, like connections and all that. You will attract all that, but you have to be patient and you have to stay true to that truth. You have to stay true to yourself. So it'll be a lonely process, but sooner or later, you will start to attract different connections. So you won't be as lonely. Like even the online community, here we are connecting. It's a lot of us that can relate. So this is part of the connection. Peace, Julia. Today's math is born. And that's essentially what I was talking about, making everything born. That's bringing something into existence. So I'm at the point, even just reflecting on the math, I'm at a point to where that's when I'm going to start letting people know. At that point, it's already manifested. It's already brought into existence. So you just see it. But before that, like I'm to the point now where I'm just not even introducing certain things to certain people. You're going to have to see it when it's born. In relation to today's math, like I'm to that point when it comes to like having visions and goals and dreams and things of that nature. You're gonna have to see my work when it's born, when it's brought into existence, period. Because I don't want you hating on it when it's in the pregnancy stage. I don't need that type of energy, man. I don't need that type of energy. When it's born, then we good. When it's brought into existence, then we good. Yeah, people who support you are the only people that you need. I mean, period, man. people who bringing in that positive energy, people who are productive, people who are efficient. Like, that's all you need. Yeah, sharing about 2 people, I mean, that's perfect, man. Like, the smaller the circle, it seems like the better these days. Can't trust people. People just negative. People don't believe in themselves, therefore they don't believe in you, and they like to express that, try to bring you down and keep you down, and that's not cool. Yes, sir. That calisthenics. Yeah, I might do a workout after this, man. Yeah, but you gotta stick around the people that support you, and that's another thing about being a black sheep. You just gotta really minimize your interactions with certain people, man, because like I said, the black sheep road can be a lonely road. So what a lot of people don't understand, like I said, a lot of people don't check in on their family members or their friends that are the black sheep. A lot of times we may be going through things mentally, like we may be dealing with a lot of anxiety, depression, paranoia, and things like that. Like, we're not always in the best state because it could be a lonely road. So a lot of people don't check in on us. So the last thing you need to do is to be sharing things with a lot of these people who doubt you and a lot of these people who distribute that negative energy towards your way. You got to keep things as positive and peaceful as possible. So if that means not telling anybody anything until it's born, then that's just what you got to do, because you got to protect your mental health or your brain health at that particular point. So that's one way to cope with just being the black sheep, man. Just don't reveal all your information, all your visions, all your goals, all your objectives to any and everybody. Don't do it. Because what happens is when you reveal your vision and objectives to certain people, you expect a certain response from these individuals, and you cannot control how other people respond to your vision, your visions, your goals, and your objectives. So what happens is when they don't respond accordingly, then you start to feel some type of way. Like, having those expectations can lead to, well, it's not can, having those expectations lead to suffering. It leads to suffering. So if you sharing a dream with a family member, then in your mind, like, that family, you feel like that family member should be happy for you, or they should, you know what I'm saying, they should applaud your efforts. Like, you striving to make healthier decisions in life, you feel like they should applaud you. Matter of fact, I mean, it's just common sense. You feel like anybody that you let in on that should applaud you. Like, all right, man, you striving to take care of yourself, I applaud you. So you expect that. So the moment that somebody doesn't respond according to that expectation, you let down, whether you want to admit it or not. Like, you feel some type of way. So it's best to just not even share things some of the time, man. If you know that somebody's 100% supportive, you can share with that person. But if you know somebody that's going to like distribute any type of doubt, keep it to yourself at that point. Keep it from that person. Yeah, man, it's rough amongst family. Like, it's rough, man, because you don't want to abandon your family, so you got to go out here and interact with the fam. And when you the black sheep amongst family, it's like everybody able to have a good time, but it's like you got to sit there and you holding your tongue half the time and things of that nature. But like I said, like, the older you get and the more you stand on your truth, like, the more people around you start respecting you, and you start possibly influencing those around you once they see you really committed to that truth. And even if they don't come around, it's like they still, that level of respect gonna end up being there when they see that you stand on it. So you just gotta keep standing on your truth and stay committed to it. Because all you really need at the end of the day is, like, respecting that understanding, like the understanding that this is his or her way of life, and they not changing, like, they not shifting. So once that's understood, like, I'm cool in that regards, man. Like, I don't need to convert somebody over to my line of thinking. I just need for you to respect it and understand that, like, this is not a phase. Like, this is my way of life. So I don't need to convert you over to eating healthy and things of that nature, but I do need you to respect me to the point that you're not cracking jokes on me eating plants and fruits and all that type of stuff, man, when I come around. So it's like, nah, just respect it and understand like that this is not a trend here. This is not a phase. Like, this is my actual reality. It's my actual life. Like, I stand on this healthy living. It's not something that you should joke about. I don't find it funny. Matter of fact, like, you need to jump on board, but it's not something to joke about though. So just once that respect is gained, that understanding is understood, then I'm cool. Yeah, it's most definitely coping mechanisms for their mishaps in life. And that's sometimes that's where the problem lies. Like with being a black sheep, sometimes you may know that. Like literally, sometimes, like exactly how you just broke it down there, DJ, is like in the black sheep's mind, like I know that. So I know the reason why like they are responding, because it's like a defense mechanism or it's a coping mechanism. So it's like you be wanting to check them on that and you want to tell them that. And sometimes you may actually come out and say it, and then they start to feel some type of way. And now that friendship or that relationship is like severely messed up after that. So it's like, man, it's a lot of things that go into play with that. Hey, like you said, man, oh, well, it is what it is. Like they get over it. They get over it. I wouldn't even entertain it. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. People gonna hate on you either way. Like either way you go, man, somebody gonna find something to hate on you about. Somebody gonna find something to dislike. So I'd rather just go ahead and be myself and just have you dislike me for my authentic self, opposed to me hating, or not hating, but fronting and being artificial, and then you hating on me for being fake. So I'd rather be hated on being myself, opposed to being hated on being fake and artificial. So I'm cool with it. If you hate me for who I authentically am, that's cool with me. Yeah, and you sometimes you just gotta let them know. Sometimes you gotta check them. Sometimes that is just, I mean, that's the best approach. Hey, what's going on, Treasure Nest? And that's key. Letting go of the people, places, and behaviors that no longer serve the purpose in my energy. Like that's key. That's like the foundation to like your peace right there. You got to let that stuff go. Got to let it go. If it is not conducive to your health and well-being, then you have got to let it go. I don't spare feelings. Truth is the truth. Like that's that's where I'm at now. You can't spare feelings, man. You just gotta let people know. Like if you care about them, man, and they criticizing you and they eating a certain type of way that's gonna contribute to that heart attack, it's like, man, let them know. Like you criticizing me eating these plants, but like I'm adding on years to my life, and that pork chop that you eating is taking off years of your life. So I'm good. I eat rabbit food or whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna live a high quality life. So sometimes you just got to hit them with the truth, whether they like it or not, because either way they gonna hate on you. Like they say, the truth hurts the guilty, man, and all that. So they feel some type of way from the truth. Like I said, they feeling guilty. Yeah, Tristan, that's all. That's all key for like just manifesting peace and just attaining that level of peace, man. Attaining that level of positivity. Like that's crucial. That's empowering. Like just meditate, like even affirmations, man. Just waking up, affirmations in the morning, affirmations midday, affirmations before you go to sleep. Like that stuff is crucial. One of the reasons why you got to protect your energy out here is because a lot of people out here dishing negative energy towards you. So sometimes you got to play defense. There's a lot of people out here throwing a bunch of negative energy your way, and you might not even know it. So you got to play defense. You got to counter that negative energy that people are sending to you. You got to send some positive and productive energy out to fight that energy that's coming towards you. It's like the cells in your body. Like you got unhealthy cells, and some of the way to counter that some way to counter those cells from like destroying or becoming self-destructive is eating in a way to produce healthier cells to counter those negative cells. So you got those cancerous cells inside of you. In order for those cancerous cells to thrive, it has to have a certain environment. So when you eating a toxic diet, then you allowing those cancerous cells to thrive in that environment. The best way to counter those cancerous cells is to create an environment to where they won't thrive, which would be a healthier environment. So when you consume healthier foods, like you are countering those cancerous cells to the point where they are ineffective. Yeah, I'm at the point now to where it's pretty much clapback mode, because a lot of the stuff just don't even make any sense. Like you hating on a person for like striving to live a high quality life and extend their life. Meanwhile, you eating things and then you wake like 2 hours later, you got a headache and all this type of stuff. And you saying how you feel bad, this, that, and the third. So it's like, I'm good. I'd rather eat foods to where I don't feel bad after the fact. I don't want to go eat a large meal and then 2 hours later, my stomach hurt, my head hurt, I'm tired and all that type of stuff. So nah, I'm good. Yeah, you got to take care of yourself, man. Negative energy has all the momentum in the world. Negative energy has all the momentum in the world. So it takes a lot. It takes a lot of positive energy to counter just like one negative thought. Like legit, like they say, it take like a legit 3 to 5 positive thoughts to counter one negative thought. Like it's actual science behind that. So you got to really stand on your square as far as positivity goes, because that negative energy has a lot of momentum. So you really got to work hard, man, to counter that negative energy. That's why I don't like it being around me, because it takes a lot to counter it. Like it is really draining to counter that negative energy. So like, nah, if I don't have to be around it, then I'm not going to be around it. Choose your environment wisely. And again, that goes back to being the black sheep and how to cope with it. Choose your environments wisely. Do not entertain environments that are not conducive to your evolution. Stay away from those environments if you can. Like as a black sheep, your mental, like your brain health is important. Yeah, most 99.9% of the time, people hating on you because of like their shortcomings and them not being able to have that discipline, or even them not even having that drive and that eagerness. Like as far as when it comes to like getting information, like just the fact that you out here researching certain things and they don't have the drive and the eagerness to learn these type of things. Like they just hate on that. They hate on you having the ambition and the drive to become a better person. Which is crazy when you out here grinding and hustling. Like they hating on that. So like at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you. Yeah, the interact. I mean, if anything, if anybody you want to share like all this information that you feel like would improve one's quality of life, if you want to share with anybody, you want to share with your family. So that makes all this a lot more challenging, because like if you come across information, you got family members suffering from diabetes, high blood pressure, and all these ailments, and you coming across information that's instructing you on how to reverse it and prevent it, like you really want to share it with those individuals because they actually going through it. And you want to see your family, you want to see your mother and your father, your grandparents and your cousins. You want to see them live high quality lives. You don't want to see them suffering. So that is disappointing when you come across this information and you realize you really can't share it with them. Yeah, breathing is crucial. I'm gonna do some videos in the future on proper breathing because that's real crucial. Learning how to breathe is crucial. Peace, fam. Yeah, that healthy eating ain't a joke, man. I done got to the point now. If I eat anything that's just like toxic, my body lets me know ASAP quickly. So like I don't even like to entertain certain foods because I can't even allow myself to slip up. That's why I'm not too fond of people like encouraging me to do that. Because it's traumatizing, man. If you've been eating a certain type of way, man, when you introduce some toxic food to your system, like you will feel terrible. So somebody that's encouraging you to do that, they do not care for you, man, because you will feel terrible. Like I've been there, done that. And I don't like the feeling, man. Now, back when I was eating trash, man, I used to have constant headaches and my blood pressure was high as a youngin'. But I was having constant headaches, man. I mean, like I was having headaches every other day. Like since I didn't went vegan and plant-based and things of that nature, like I rarely have a headache. And if I do, it doesn't last that long at all. So it's like, man, I don't want to feel bad. So anybody that's encouraging me to backtrack, like you too much can't care for me because everybody that's around me knew all the stuff that I was suffering with when I was eating a certain type of way. So it's like, man, don't encourage me to backtrack, man, so I can go back to feeling trash and feeling bad. Like, why would you even encourage that, man? Don't do that. Just because you feeling bad and things of that nature, like, don't wish that on me. Greens, man, every vegetable that you can think of. My favorite would be like spinach, kale, asparagus, Brussels sprouts, sweet potato. It's like a superfood. Then you got your sea moss, you got your elderberry syrup and things of that nature. So those are some like, and then fruits like berries, blueberries is good for brain. Like anybody that's suffering from any type of like brain issue, like blueberries are the food for that. That'll solve all your issues there. Consuming some blueberries each and every day. A half a cup to a cup of blueberries a day will change your life, will change your brain health. Yeah, you did. Yeah, wrap your mind around that. That's just the way. That's the way you got to live. Then with the high vibrational foods, like you got to also throw water in there, and like not necessarily a food, but you got to drink that water. Yeah, blueberries are some of the best fruits you can eat. Period. And it's crazy. You say you don't go a day. Yeah, mushrooms are crucial food as well. It's crazy. A lot of people they go now greens. People may essentially like cook greens, eat the greens, but it's people out here that which I'm gonna make videos on this type of stuff. Like fruits, a lot of people got this like gave fruits is bad rap. Like that is just a misconception, but I'm gonna destroy that in later videos. The alkaline water, what's special about that is just the pH level. It helps cleanses the system. Like some water out here is actually toxic on a pH scale. So you actually drinking water that's actually detrimental to your health and well-being. So if you drinking water and the pH level is not like above like the 7.4, and it's actually below like 7, like you drinking some toxic water. And it's a lot of bad water out here. Like the tap water, man. It's a lot of chemicals in that tap water that's not conducive to our overall health and well-being. Like drinking that tap water is almost like drinking poison. I was reading a book that talked about the amount of like Prozac that was found in tap water. Like they putting drugs in the tap water, man. Like legit drugs are in the tap water. Like it's not even a myth. Like that's what they are doing. That's what they are putting in some of this water out here. Yeah, that natural spring water is crucial. those waters are horrible. Yeah, I got black seed oil. Black seed oil is crucial. Every day if you can. Also looking at like chlorophyll, spirulina, chlorella, wheatgrass. You can get those in powdered form. It costs you about $20 and it'll last you a long time. Moringa powder, like look into all of that. Like all those powders that I mentioned are crucial. So with that being said, fam, it's been an hour. So this episode 1, I feel like it was a success. So it's only gonna get better from here. Next week, like today, I spent time building. So next week, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna destroy some myths. And I think the myth that I'm looking to destroy is the protein myth. So when you go plant-based, the first question or the main question you get is, where do you get your protein from? And people don't think that you can get all your proper protein going vegan, going plant-based. So next week, I'm gonna tear that myth. I'm gonna destroy that myth, tear it down. I got a bunch of research. I got a bunch of books on that topic, man. I'm gonna tear that myth down. So I'm gonna holler at y'all next week. It'll probably be next Saturday around this same time. Probably go around about 2 or 3 o'clock. We gonna build on destroying that we gonna destroy the protein myth. Peace.